Yeah, I love it when you're doing something, you're making a fucking mess. It's called progress. Alright, some of you guys mentioned in my last video, I kind of said something about taking the inlays out of the neck and turning it green to match, or at least the leaves green, to match the body. So I took some of you guys' advice and tried to do the heat thing to kind of heat up the plastic inlays a little bit and try to pop it out. So get close up on this one here. Focus. Alright. See, there's a little hole in the inlay, or where the inlay was, right there. So took the drill, that drill, drill the hole, and the reason why it's placed right in the center there is because if I screwed up, I can actually just put a little green epoxy in that little hole, so that'll kind of match it up a little bit. So what I was going to do is just, put a couple dots or whatever, and then fill it with epoxy, and they'll kind of give me the green I was looking for. But the heat thing didn't work out too well. So when I drill the hole, I have it's like a metal steel pin that I stuck inside a hole after heating this and tried to wedge it to see if I could pull it out. Well, it just chipped. It didn't do really too much of anything as far as the inlay goes. So it was like, okay, well, what do I have that I can use that I can remove this shit? Might be a little work, might be a big mess. So I was like, wait a minute, I got the Dremel bits. These are diamond bits, any size, any shape basically, and I've got a few of them off to the side that I've been using for the fine detailed touch-up work. And I also have this attachment for my Dremel that makes your Dremel into, like, using it as a pen. You could draw with it and shit like that. It's a great tool to have. I've used this a few times before. I got two of these. One of them is a little bit more heavier duty than this one, and it just connects to the Dremel. Now, I do not have the Dremel sitting there. I usually put the Dremel in my lap. This portion over here does not spin, but this portion here does. So it's kind of protected a little bit to where you're not going to get anything hooked around, as long as you don't have any loose clothing or anything loose to grab around while the Dremel is on, you'll be fine. What I need to do is I need to rig up something to hang from the ceiling. That way the Dremel is hanging and then I have everything else is out of the way. So as you can see, progress. And I still have to remove a little bit more out of this one. You can kind of see a little bit of white inside there. And this is pretty much cleaned up. I got a few spots where I need to use the fine touch-up bits. I'm going to cut all this out first and then go over it with the touch-up bit so I can get really close into the corners and make everything nice and sharp. Started working on this one here. You can kind of see that it's not really rounded over here, but if you look inside there, you can see white plastic. So I need to remove that to get this in a nice round shape. I'm learning a lot with this. This is the first time I've done something like this, and I've drilled holes and or drilled out inlays and made a bigger hole and then put the bullets inside there. So this really shouldn't be too bad as far as getting this done. So yeah, it does make a fine powdery mess. Yeah, almost looks like cocaine, doesn't it? It's not. But anyways. So that's it. Taking some of you guys' advice about doing this, and I'm going to get it done. So I'm going to mix up the same color green that I have on the body with the epoxy. And don't know how I'm going to fill these up yet, but I think what I'm going to do is get a syringe, go over to Walmart or fucking Walgreens or whatever, and get some of those plastic syringes that they use for giving kids medicine and stuff, and fill that way with this. So stay tuned for the next video, because next video, this should be basically dremeled out and filled.